Okay, I finally got YouTube to work. Hey, good morning, everyone. We started a petition this morning from, oh, I forget what it is, but I shared it on Facebook. We're trying to get as many people to sign our petition so that we can present that to the Criminal Justice Committee in the House along with our sponsor in 1 month. Now, before we've had a lot of people say they were going to do this or that, and it was never done. If you expect this bill to pass, it's going to take each and every one of you. But this petition, we do need people to sign it as soon as possible. So in 1 month, we could present that along with our bill to our sponsor and the Criminal Justice Committee in the House. We are also planning on taking some of the surveys along that we had inmates fill out. I want to look through them this weekend, and I'm not sure if we're going to scan it and send it to them or take it down. Probably take it down since I don't know how to do all that scanning stuff. But we have to gain support if we expect to win this bill and to win it in the long run. If you have a family member or if you just have compassion, please join forces with us. If your organization, your church, we need churches especially, and they're the ones that kind of keep distance from what our cause is. And our cause is not just to get people released from prison. That's not what our purpose is. Our purpose is to give people a fair hearing, which is not happening, at least in Ohio. And I know the other states that have the parole board, they're facing the same problem. In California, they have around 300,000 people incarcerated. They only have 7 parole board members. We have 53,000 incarcerated, and we have 11 parole board members. Go figure. That's a way to keep people employed, I understand. That's over $1 million worth of payroll just for parole board members. If they cut that in half, put that money towards programming inside a prison and transitional housing and assistance upon their release, as they should have been doing all along, we would be getting down to business. We would be able to help these people that are incarcerated. The state's responsibility is supposed to do this planning before they get released, but we know it does not occur. We have roughly 8,000 something that has to see the parole board. And then the rest don't. But they're on what's called PRC upon their release, which is they will be on parole, but they don't see the parole board. So, and that's 40% of our population is doing 2 years or less. There's a population that's doing life still under the old law and even the new law. That there's some people that's doing life. I don't think we have too many people doing like 8 to 25 anymore, unless if they had solo PVs and parole violations. But I don't even think we have that right now going on. But like I said, I will put that petition underneath this video so that you could please sign and share. Also, I'll put down our fundraiser. We need to raise money if we're going to win. You figure driving from Columbus to Cleveland, Dayton, Cincinnati to promote parking, gas, copy work, because we have to make a lot of copies. Our bill is 90 pages long. So that can be expensive. We have to buy stamps, for JPay for inmates, as well as other stamps, since we get so many letters. Last week we received, I think, 72 letters. So we're getting a lot of mail. We need a lot of volunteers to help with this. We have such an extraordinary and awesome board right now that really has picked up the slack that needed to be done. It's led by our president, and this is probably the first time I was right on the mark on a good president. Um, there was a couple that was good, but people skills were not the best. But Gina McCullough is doing a great job. So we got to give her credit and surround ourselves around her and be willing to help her. Our vice president is Heather Warnick. If you're on our email list to be informed, if not, you could send her an email at fairtreatmentreform.members@gmail.com, and she will keep you posted on exactly what we're doing, what's happening with our bill. Um, so that that's pretty good, something that they started. And our main email, which I pretty much handle, is fairtreatmentreform@gmail.com. And Gina's is fairtreatmentreform.gina, Jeanna, @gmail.com. But in the 9 years that I personally have been fighting for parole reform, I was released, out of prison myself. I did not get a parole. I was maxed out. But we have never came this close for change. And for the first time, these inmates are given hope. But we don't want to give them false hope, as so many organizations have done in the past. If you remember, back in the early 90s, there was a guy, an attorney by the name of Norm Surak. So many of us, paid him $250 for this class action lawsuit because he said, you guys will be going home, I'm going to win this. So, of course, we called our parents up, our wives up, our kids up and said, I'll be home within a year of filing a lawsuit. We actually believed that. But then they denied the motion. They said he filed in the wrong court. Not sure if that happened or not. But then he went to Florida and Pennsylvania and did the same thing. Took their money and passed away. But the other attorneys in the law firm was not willing to assist with these people to continue that fight. We don't have attorneys, but we're trying to change laws. The public defender right now is looking over our bill before we give them the okay and say, yes, this is how we want it. We will need, we just got to start gaining support. And if we could spread the word, call people up, promote FTR out in our churches. Because we're a human rights organization. A lot of people say political. Well, laws need a change. That's we're not going to have a chance. Our older population from those sentences before 1996 is getting elderly. They're dying off. I think the oldest man is 93 right now. They might as well personally keep him, and it's sad, but no halfway house is going to accept him. He has no family left. I'd love to send home, but there's just nothing that is able to help him. So if you'd like to volunteer, we do have 2 positions open, volunteer positions though. I know the first one, that's a public relations officer, which is very important for press releases, to help us clean up the image when usually myself screws up. And I forget what the other one is, but you could go on to Fair Treatment Reform and Reentry page and go up to jobs, and it'll be listed. Actually, I'll try to post them under this video. And we got to start sharing these. We need to reach out and get the people we need to assist, especially with press release. ABC 6 News and Tara Morgan's been great. She's gone beyond her call of a broadcaster. She's covered the story since February and has done a great job. Channel 10, Jerry Revish will not do an interview by any means. I remember when that guy from the Reagan Tokes got out of prison, and killed that girl, which was so sad. But he said that he got out on parole. He did not. He was under the new law. He maxed out. He had, I think, 7 years sentence, and by law they had to release him regardless. And he had one of the worst institutional records possible. But because Jerry did not report it correctly, and we tried to get him to recant, and he said no. So that's kind of sad that that somebody, a broadcaster that claims to be a minister and a prison minister in his church would even allow that. So we need the radio coverages as well. Newspapers, Columbus Dispatch, we're not interviewing us, only the state side as well. I wrote a few letters to the editor that was published. And we had haters respond back and a lot of positive people, and that's expected. One reason, if you ever read any of my posts, once in a while we have somebody that's real negative that thinks people should be locked up. The reason I don't take them off my page right away, unless they get disrespectful and name calling and stuff, is because our goal is to educate these people. Let them know that we believe in second chances. We believe people can change. And, and that's what we're all about. I was given a second, third, fourth chance. I had great parents. We need to be the support team for the inmates, especially those that have no family, that their family died off or their family gave up on them. And both of them has happened to a lot of them. It's really sad when you're sitting in your cell and you get a knock on the door from the chaplain and they take you down to the chaplain's office and he tells you that someone in your family dies. That's the worst place to get that type of news. But like I said, we have that petition going. I'm going to try to post some of the stuff right underneath this video. So just give me a few minutes. We need to raise money as well. If you'd be willing to share the events, the fundraiser, we would be indebted to you. And I know the inmates will, because the inmates for the first time in so many years have hope. And the hope is because of all of you coming together and saying, let's help. Let's assure that these people will have a chance. And let's find these people churches when they get out, where they can go. We got a meeting with the governor coming up, and I've known Mike DeWine since he was in Congress. I used to go down for the Rally for Life on January 22nd all the time. And he used to invite us, him and Bob McCune would invite us to their congressional offices, and they would have pop, coffee, and snacks. I was a little bit young to drink coffee at that time, but I sure liked the pop and the snacks. And he's always been willing to listen, and that's all we expect from him. Hi, Jared. Jerry, I was sharing that we started a petition, that we need as many signatures as possible. We're going to present it to the Criminal Justice Committee along with some of the surveys. So this weekend I'll be busy looking through the surveys and figuring out which ones we're going to take down. So we appreciate each and every one of you, and like I said, I'll be posting events underneath our fundraiser, our volunteer jobs that are open, and please share. We have to gain support. It's kind of frustrating that we have like 250 people sign up for an event and less than 50 shows up. And these are supposed to be people with family members incarcerated. And, their excuse is, I forgot. I'm not sure how that happens, but I remind people at least 10 times a week. I can be obnoxious. I'm working on that still. Okay, everyone. Have yourself a great day. Okay, my folks. Reach out to us. We do need your help. Our website is www.fairtreatmentreformandreentry.org. Our email is fairtreatmentreform@gmail.com. If you'd like to be on our email list to get updates on our bill and our organization, please send an email to fairtreatmentreform.members@gmail.com. Okay, everyone, have yourself an awesome day and weekend.